What's happening, y'all? This your boy Andre Romance. Oh yes, I'm back again. No, I'm just playing. Man, I want to talk to my students today. It's on my heart to talk to y'all and to make sure y'all understand that y'all future is in y'all hands. Y'all future is in y'all hands. It has nothing to do with what they are teaching in schools. It has nothing to do with how you was raised. It's all up to you. Once you get past the babbling stage where you was a baby and you was babbling and you couldn't really make your words and stuff like that, and you couldn't really understand what people was telling you, you was just doing your own thing. That was another thing. But now that you passed that period in your life and you have the ability to learn willingly, it's time for you to take action with your own life. Now, with that being said, stop following the hype. Don't get caught up in this I'm cool thing to where you stop growing mentally and physically because you're trying to fit into this category of what it looks like to be cool. Okay? This goes back, and I'll give you an example. Me growing up, I was a very popular kid in schools because I was very talented. I could draw, I could sing, I could rap, I could play all the sports. I could do everything that everybody was doing in school. Like every individual group had something that they did that other people couldn't do. And I was one of those kids that could do everything across the scale. I was like one of the greatest tetherball players. How many of y'all remember tetherball? Woo! Tetherball. I was one of the best players. Foursquare, I used to kill them. Man, I mean, I was all the way across the board. I could flip. You know, that come from being from the hood. If you can't flip and you from the hood, I don't know. But when you start becoming popular, once you start trying to become popular, your focus is off from where it needs to be. So people will have you to believe that or even some of the most popular kids want you to believe that they're dumb, that they don't get good grades in school, and that they can't read and all this stuff. So taking it back to my personal story, I was a kid that was like creative across the scale, but I really could not read. I was like the worst in school. I was like a C and D student, like at tops a C. You know what I'm saying? And I might have got a B once here and there, but I was really a horrible student. And the people that I hung around were smart people that acted dumb. You know what I'm saying? They were smart, they was intelligent, but they act dumb. They act like they didn't get the grades that they was really getting. You know, I don't know if it was to see if they could fit in with the dumber kids, because the people that, I wouldn't even say dumber. I'm sorry for calling y'all dumber, the ones that's not achieving these higher grades. But that doesn't mean that you're not intelligent because you're not achieving these A and B scores on the test and stuff like that. That just means that we think differently. We think differently than everybody else in the world. So you can't grade us according to how you grade these other people, because we still amount to greatness. We just ain't the type that's gonna follow these book notes. But let me get to it though. You have to think past what it means to be cool. Sometimes the cool kids want you to believe, like I said, that they're underachievers, when really they're overachievers that are acting out for attention or whatever the case is. But you are in charge of your own growth. You are in charge of being able to read. For the longest, I was in a learning disability class, like my freshman year, my sophomore year, high school. And I really did have a 5th grade reading level. I was in the 9th grade, the 10th grade, with a 5th grade reading level. And to me, I just hated to read. You know, and the reason why I hated to read was because I always got teased whenever I would try to. And it wasn't that I couldn't pronounce the words and stuff like that. It just came to me slower than what everybody else was. Everybody else just, Bob and Bill went up the hill and this and that, and just reading like with enthusiasm. And when I got up there, I was like, Bob and you know how you fake it, like you can't see real well, you start squinting. That was me reading, and people would just laugh at that, you know. And it wasn't that I couldn't read. Like I said, it was just that my speed wasn't up there with everybody else. But I let that hinder me from learning how to read, like from getting better. I never practiced. It was just something that I took as is. I'm like, well, I'm a learning disability student, and I guess that's just the way it is. I want to encourage y'all not to think that way. Do not think that way. I today am, and it took me about 15 years, 14 years to really understand how important it was and to start taking action in my reading. Now I'm reading where I'm supposed to read now. Granted, I'm in school. I'm finally back in college and like trying to do something with it, you know. And now that I'm back in school and I have this clear understanding that everybody's opinion of me don't matter, I'm like one of the top students. I'm making A's in my English class. You know, last semester I had the top grade in my English class. You know, and that says a lot from somebody that read at a 5th grade reading level and that was a C and D student. And now that I'm a college student, you know, years later, it was all mental. Because I could have been an A and B student. I got a 3.8 overall GPA, or CPA, should I call it. And that's across the scale. This is my 2nd year. You are in control mentally of what you can do. And all it takes is for you to stop worrying about what everybody else think about you. Stop thinking about how uncool it's gonna make you look if you don't excel, if you don't just take the time out away from the cool group and focus in on what's being taught. Focus in on applying the stuff once you get home, you know, that you've been learning in school. Don't just learn it and then let it sit. Not all stuff they teach in school is, you know, is stuff that you're gonna really gravitate to once you graduate. But they're the things that you will gravitate towards after school, and you most definitely will need, is how to do some math and how to do some reading and writing. You're gonna need those 3 things, like reading, writing, anything that got to do with communications, you're gonna deal with on a daily basis. So you want to make sure that you become the best at it that you can be. And this takes practice. Practice. Less of being cool and ditching class and missing school and all that stuff. Time out on all that stuff. The rest of your life is gonna be full of days where you're gonna be ditching. But while you're in school, learn what you can. Gravitate to the things that you're passionate about. Find your passion while you're in school, so that once you get towards making it into college, or if you're already in college, you're really close to the niche that you want to start your business in or want to work in, or you got an understanding of where to go with it. Understand? Y'all understand? Y'all overstand? Man, y'all got to get it. Y'all got to get it. Don't be discouraged by your level of learning right now if you're not a fast learner. If you are a fast learner, don't get headstrong, because there's going to be some challenges too for y'all. Stay humble. If you have it all, if you feel like you have it all, stay humble. Never take your abilities to the next level and be like, yeah, I'm this and I'm that, and just be boasting about it. Man, all that you are and all that you can do is because God gave it to you. So let that be your testimony. Don't let it be the reason that people hate you, or the reason that people despise you or envy you. Don't let that be your story. Let your story be like, man, that guy was really, really talented, or that girl was really, really talented, but she was so humble about it. Like, the way she handled her ability to do those things, it just stood out more than everybody else. And that's what y'all want. That's where y'all want to be. I hope I said something that strike a match, man, that struck a fuse to the dynamite that's about to explode when y'all hit the way y'all about to go. Man, stay focused, stay motivated, be inspired to do better things, and keep on excelling in your life. I love y'all. Y'all keep me up. I'm gonna keep y'all up, and we gonna keep moving in this thing, y'all. I'm out of here.